Welcome. Houston Texans fans, Chargers fans, Cowboy fans, haters alike. I'm the G. I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys. And this is our special playoff coverage. Just want to get a quick story in, and then we'll be back after this particular show. But I wanted to talk about this game before the Baltimore Ravens. Before we get the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Man. This game was absolutely bonkers. What's going on, Brandy? This game was bonkers. I got a couple of takeaways from this game before this Pittsburgh game comes on. I'm only going to be on till 7:30, but I just had to talk about it. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because this Houston Texans game was pretty amazing to me, because for anybody who's a Cowboy fan, y'all might not remember, but I said this. I actually said this during the season. Your defense should be so good that you can actually endure turnovers. Your defense should be good enough that you can endure turnovers. Do y'all realize that C.J. Stroud literally endured turnovers today? C.J. Stroud endured turnovers. His defense endured. When you got a defense, Dallas, take note. I said this early in the season. And Michael Parsons, when he was in his right mind, said this also. Dak should be able to make 2 turnovers and we still win. Do we not realize what happened today? C.J. Stroud was awful in the first half of that game. And I thought he threw 2 interceptions. I'm looking at the box score here, and the box score is saying 1 interception. I thought he threw 2. I could be mistaken, but I know he threw the 1 on the sideline, and that was a very pivotal moment. But when you got the defense of the Houston Texans, the defense of the Houston Texans was absolutely incredible. The defense was incredible. And their defense is so good that it gave C.J. Stroud the opportunity, after he struggled through the first quarter and through the second half of the second quarter. Then he started making some plays with his feet, but his defense was that good. The defense was so good. Joe Mixon makes a crucial fumble at a crucial moment to where they really could have got up again. And what wound up happening? The defense continued to rise to the occasion, moment after moment. Okay, and I thought he threw 3, but I forgot. The second one, they didn't count it, and I already knew it wasn't an interception. I knew it hit the ground. But the Houston Texans defense, man, y'all better believe me when I tell you, defense wins championships. I do not think that the Houston Texans will go any further than the second round. But they were absolutely fantastic. And this is what I want to look at too. This is also what I want to look at. Me and my sons were just arguing about this just a moment ago. But Justin Herbert was absolutely awful. Justin Herbert. Yeah, I said it. He was absolutely awful. He was 14 of 32. 242, 1 for 4. One touchdown and 4 interceptions. Now, my issue with him, now, don't get me wrong. Justin Herbert does not have the weapons yet. But Dak Prescott doesn't have the weapons yet either. We got CeeDee Lamb, but most teams come in and just say, shut CeeDee Lamb down, and they're done with us. But these interceptions that Justin Herbert threw, one of these interceptions was not his fault. It was a tipped ball. But the other 3 interceptions, they were absolutely, unequivocally Justin Herbert's fault. Now, Justin Herbert was awful, but let me give the Houston Texans defense credit because we don't do this enough. Justin Herbert was awful because the Houston Texans defense was incredible. The Houston Texans defense was incredible. And in actuality, both of the defenses played pretty good, but the turnovers broke the Chargers' spirit. It broke the Chargers' spirit. And a lot of people don't realize this is exactly what Harbaugh was trying to avoid. Y'all watch what I tell you. You watch what Harbaugh does. Harbaugh is an old school coach. You watch what Harbaugh is going to do going forward with Justin Herbert. Harbaugh is going to follow the formula. Harbaugh is going to get Justin Herbert a run game. Because Harbaugh understands something just like I understand something, like some of you understand something, like people who really understand this thing really looks at it. Your quarterback needs a running game, and your quarterback needs some weapons. Justin Herbert was awful, but he was awful because the Houston Texans defense was incredible. But some of the throws were not just because of the defense. Some of those throws were awful. Overthrows, underthrows. And I'm pretty sure by now I'm pretty sure Justin Herbert I'm pretty sure that Justin Herbert by the third quarter, he probably had visions of demons dancing around in his head because the Houston Texans, man, that defense was just incredible. Incredible. I want to read some of you guys' comments and give some greetings because, like I said, we ain't going to be on here for 30 minutes, but we're going to be back on again after the next game. I'm excited for the next game because Justin Herbert, because we already know what they're going to do. See, with Dak Prescott against the Green Bay Packers last year, he got no excuses. None. He had one wide receiver. Okay, they shut him down. They couldn't run the ball. Don't matter. Dak Prescott got no excuses. But they're going to give Justin Herbert every single excuse, which, 4 interceptions. Some of that was Justin Herbert. He was just making awful throws. And it doesn't mean, people don't understand, even backup quarterbacks do this from time to time. Backup quarterbacks make great throws from time to time. From time to time, they make great throws. Justin Herbert does that from time to time. He makes some throws, make your head spin around. But then he also makes some throws that make you go, what was that? And he did that tonight. And I told y'all what happens. The Houston Texans is a prime example of what happens when not only do you get pressure on the quarterback, it wasn't them getting pressure on him. It was the fact they were putting him on the ground. That's what starts to get to you. Man, the Houston Texans, man, that defense, again, that defense was incredible. And I am telling y'all, defense wins championships. Defense wins championships. Now, the problem is that defense looks to be like a championship defense in a sense, but the problem is the moment they face a team that can score, they're going to be in trouble because I don't think they can last that long against a team that can score. A team that can score is going to give them problems. They won't be able to last that long. But for the Los Angeles Chargers, it was all she wrote. The the all-pro cornerback Stingley Jr. for the Houston Texans today, man, he was incredible. He was absolutely incredible. 4 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble. Man, this dude Stingley was incredible. Their free safety, 1 interception, 4 tackles, 3 assists, 7 tackles in all, 1 interception. I mean, he was incredible. I mean, from every which way you turn, these guys, look at all the tackles for loss. Defensive end, tackle for loss, 2, 1, 1.5. This is what you are wanting. They're involved in the run game. They're involved in the pass game. Their defensive end, Anderson Jr., he was 2, 1, and 1.5. I mean, 1 tackle for loss. Look at this. Fadakowski, whatever his name is here, defensive tackle, tackle for loss. Edwards, tackle for loss. Lassiter, tackle for loss. Autry, tackle for loss. I mean, this defense today, man, this defense was incredible. It's all you can say. It's all you can say. And if you're a quarterback, I told y'all before, and I told you when I saw Jared Goff go through the same thing, when Jared Goff had 5 interceptions, and that Detroit defense is so good, they endured it and they still won the game. And as a matter of fact, it was against the Houston Texans. They still won the game. Man, I'm telling you, you wish you had a defense like this. I'm hoping the Cowboys are taking notes on this. You got to get a defense. I mean, you got to get a defense. This defense was incredible today. Brandon Mahoney, what's going on? Jared, what's going on? Man, he was awful. I mean, it's no excuse. Some of it was weapons, but he was awful. 2 things can be true. He was awful. He was awful. I mean, all the way to the end. Just awful. Awful. And Justin Herbert, man, they'll give him every excuse. Mills, what's going on? Yep, I said it today. Justin Herbert, he was the highest paid quarterback in the league for a moment. And he's still 0-2 in the playoffs. And my question is, okay, so we got Harbaugh now. It's the first year with Harbaugh, so we're going to see how this continues to play out. Because this is this man's 3rd coach. So is it everybody's fault is it everybody's fault but his? 3rd OC. He's on his 3rd OC. Because everybody around Herbert can't seem to win. Now, I think the first coach, they shouldn't have fired him. Staley, I understand why they fired him in a sense. Harbaugh, there's not going to be an excuse. There's not going to be an excuse with Harbaugh. I promise you, there will not be an excuse with Harbaugh. He was terrible. He was terrible, Jared. Oh, no, Brandy, they're not going to give him the Dak Prescott treatment because they're going to make every excuse for him. They're going to make every excuse for Justin Herbert this week. Oh, you better believe, Mills. Colin Cowherd, oh, man. Colin Cowherd is going to be singing the praises of one Justin Herbert. He's going to give every reason why Justin Herbert didn't play well. He's going to give you every position that he needs. You watch what I tell you. You watch what I tell you. They are going to eat it up about Justin Herbert. They're all going to be making excuses for him. They're going to make a ton of excuses for him. Keith Rivera said, did you see what Jerry Jones got booed at the game last night? I didn't. But you know what, Keith? You know what? Now, Dak, I'm not saying that Jerry don't deserve some booing. But I don't understand. Willie T, hope he be back on tonight. But we were having a discussion today. I mean, people need to understand something. Jerry's done, we know Jerry's does crazy things. But the thing that he's doing with Mike McCarthy, it's not really a bad thing. He's your coach until the 14th. Why would you want other people talking to him? Why would you want other people talking to him? Now, if you don't want him, fire him. But they're not going to fire him. The Cowboys, if Jerry can help it, he doesn't want to make change. Or at least not a lot of change. And the players seem to like Mike McCarthy. So Jerry, I'm pretty sure, like I said earlier, they're probably talking about the fact, yeah, you can be the head coach, you just can't be the play caller. We're going to see how this all turns out. Yeah, Mills, I know they keep talking about Herbert. They'll make every excuse on why this dude is incredible, why he's incredible. The media blame the youth of the team, not Herbert, more than likely. Oh, they're going to get this dude every excuse. Yep, it's going to give him every excuse. They are. I'm telling you. Herbert was pretty hard, and yeah, he was awful, man. He was. Appreciate you, Chris Guns. Justin Herbert was not good at all today. Nope. Second time. Nope, not good. Bottom line, there's no excuses. No excuses. Man, let me tell you something. This doggone Houston Texas defense was crazy. That's why I'm saying. Justin Herbert. Now watch this. This is the story that people not gonna tell. Justin Herbert was bad before the Houston Texans defense got really revved up. He was bad before they got revved up. He just got worse when they really got when they hit that motor. He really got bad, man. He really got bad. I'm telling you, man. The crazy thing is all the good running backs are in the playoffs. Yeah, and you know what's crazy? And I was actually laughing that everybody, and I didn't get a chance to do the video, but I meant to do a video, but I started doing something else because I wanted to talk about Ezekiel Elliott being with the San Diego Chargers. And so many people were talking about Ezekiel Elliott and acting like, yeah, man, you know, Dallas misused him and he going to go to San Diego and he going to do blah, blah, blah. I was like, people talking about Zeke and he's not going to even play. Matter of fact, I mentioned it in the video of him going to the Chargers, and they're talking about he going to a contender. And I clearly said on that video, Chargers are not a contender. They're not a contender. They're not. And I said they would be one and done. I said they would be one and done, and they could possibly get past the Chargers, but we didn't know for sure. Now, my head today, I said the Chargers. My heart today, I said the Texans. And and they, you know what? They what happened needed to happen. They turned Herbert over. And that's how you do it. They turned him over. Yes, Roberto. Yeah, CJ. And you know what? CJ looked good. CJ looked good. Kevin Howard. No run game. It was awful. It was awful. But everybody will move these goalposts when it comes to Dak Prescott. But Herbert, they keep talking about he's a generational player. Well, generational player. The first playoff game, he had weapons. Still didn't do it. This is the second playoff game. Still ain't doing it. I'm telling you, man, this kid, it's not that he's not good, but they put him in a stratosphere. And you know, you think about it. This is really the new NFL, isn't it? This is the new NFL. We crown players too quick. People crown players way too quick. They crown them. They misjudge them, sometimes based on who they have around them or who they don't have around them. They misjudge them by sometimes they're acting like that a certain player is the reason why the team is ultimately successful when the player may just be contributing to the team being ultimately successful. Quarterbacks fall into that category a lot. I mean, what people need to understand is, no, the end of the story is quarterbacks need players around them. They do. You can tell me all you want to how great how great people can tell me anything they want to about Patrick Mahomes and how great he is. Patrick Mahomes has had players around him every single one of these Super Bowls. Every single one of these Super Bowls. These quarterbacks need players. Dak needs players. And I hope, yes, he needs weapons. Sound like Dak Prescott, doesn't it? Only thing is, they won't give Dak Prescott that stuff. Herbert had 3 picks, but nobody's going to say anything. If it was Dak, it would be his fault on the loss. You better believe it, Willie T. What's going on? You better believe it. 3 of those picks were his fault. The tip was not his fault. But with Dak Prescott, they wouldn't even give him the tip. They wouldn't even give him the tip. Noah Brown tipped the ball against the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2022, and Dak Prescott placed the ball perfectly where it needed to be. These quarterbacks, they all need players. They all need players. They all need players. But when you're talking about a guy like Justin Herbert, the way they talk about Justin Herbert, man, I mean, Herbert's supposed to be the next best thing. He's supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread. And Herbert is so funny because it's crazy to me. I didn't realize this, but they said Justin Herbert threw 3 interceptions the whole season. See, that's the Harbaugh effect. And if you think about this, y'all remember we talked in the pregame show. And I'm going to show you something that's absolutely insane. Let me see. Key advantages. Let's see where it is. Key advantages. There was something on the team. I remember what it was, but I was trying to show it on the screen. But if you think about what they talked about on the screen, as in the matchup, as it applied to the Chargers and the Texans. And the Chargers were not what they were the entire season. Their turnover ratio, oh man, they destroyed that in this playoff game. They destroyed their normal playoff, their turnover ratio. They lost the turnover battle. They normally don't lose the turnover battle. You know what else happened to them today? Had some wicked penalties. They had some wicked penalties. Just stuff that don't normally happen. But when a team has a good defense, boy, it's amazing what they can make you do. It's amazing what they can make you do. Kevin said, everybody say Dak is not better than Herbert. Remember, Dak beat Herbert. Yep, I take Dak every day over Herbert. So was Justin Herbert overpaid? 0-2 in the playoffs? I bet they're not going to say it. Michelle Castillo, what's going on? She said, I want to see, will they call Herbert garbage like they do Dak? They're not going to do it. But hey, Jay Recruiter, I ain't going to, hey, that dude Stingley crazy with it, man. That dude Stingley is crazy with it. Yep, Dak beat Herbert twice, for sure. The Texans defense was on point. Brandon, woo, they were serious. They were serious. A team that can score like Baltimore and Buffalo with Houston in a lot of trouble. Yeah, see, the problem with Houston, this is why they beat the Chargers today. But any team that can score, they're going to have problems with because they scored 0 points in the first quarter. And if a team gets on top of them with a bigger score, it's going to be a problem for them because it changes the way they have to play. But boy, that defense, man. Look at this, man. This defense went lights out on the Chargers, man. 0 in the second quarter, 0 in the third quarter, and 6 points in the fourth quarter. Man, and then to top it all off, even when they got the touchdown, they got mad and blocked the extra point and then ran it in for 2. Man, I'm telling you, that defense was ferocious, man. And let me tell you, man, if Dak ever gets a defense like that, when you get a defense like that, when C.J. Stroud threw the interception up the sideline, when C.J. Stroud threw that interception, it was like C.J. Stroud went to the sideline. All he said was, damn, nothing, no big deal. Defense, like, hey, man, don't worry about it. We got it. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought there was a fumble, another fumble in the game. I know Mixon got one. They didn't call the Dalton Schultz one, but I thought it was another one. But either way, that defense said, hey, man, don't worry about it. We got you. We got you. Don't worry about it. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Yeah, that doggone defense, man. Yeah, Herbert's a little overrated to me too, Andre. I've been saying that for the longest. Willie T said, He said Jim is not so great. If he was smart, he would have hired a better OC. Greg Roman is not a good coordinator for a passing game. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you with that, Willie T. Chris Guns, I like Patrick Surtain. All those things. Woo, yeah, Surtain is off the chain too. Hey, man, there's about three or four really good corners out there in the AFC. It really is. It's about 3 or 4 of them dudes over there that's just crazy with it. Aztecs, I was at those 2 games when Dallas played against the Chargers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Michelle, Herbert need a run game and receivers. You better believe he does. But they'll say that about him. They're just not going to say it about Dak Prescott. Now, you think about his first year in the playoffs, though. Herbert had all of that the first year in the playoffs. He had all of that, and he still lost. Moulton said since 2002 playoff wins, Texans 6, Cowboys 4. Yeah, man, don't remind us, Moulton. Big Dallas 8604, he said, man, nothing but excuses for quarterback. Yeah, I know, man. Hey, he was terrible. Big Dallas said, Dak don't have a run game and had 1 receiver. Miss me with the mess. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yet no rings for the Texans and for those playoff wins for sure. Big Blue Star, what's going on? CJ really didn't play that well either. Boss, man, it was mostly his special team defense. Hey, you know what? And CJ, but he made a couple of just humongous plays. The first down he ran in the first half, I think it was. Oh, man, that was pivotal. That was pivotal. When he started running, it was over. It was over when CJ started running. He made some good throws. He made some bad throws. But overall, hey, man, they did their thing. That was a team win. That's the epitome of a team win. And I love their resiliency. They didn't get down when they were committing turnovers. Their defense is that good. Their defense is that good. Just like the Detroit Lions defense used to be, I'm not sure if their defense is going to still be the same. Willie T said he deserves to be booed all the time. Yes, sir. All right, guys. So we're gonna get away from this game, and we'll talk a little bit more about this game after the Baltimore Ravens game. But we got to watch that game because I'm excited to see if the Pittsburgh Steelers can do something similar to the Baltimore Ravens and hold them defensively, which I think is going to be hard to do. But this is the moment of truth for Lamar Jackson. And this isn't even done for Lamar Jackson. He just better get past this one. He better get past this one. Because if he don't get past this one, man, I'm telling you, he better close the blinds, turn off his phone, and turn off the TV. Because they will destroy him if he does not win this game. They're going to destroy him. Yes, sir, Chris Guns. 32 is crazy. 32-13. The 70s fan, the Texans had a running game. They finally got it on, too. What's going on, Morales? We'll be back after this next game. Willie T, it's not about wanting people talking about McCarthy. It's about Jerry dragging this out for the media attention. Well, I don't know if he's dragging it out, Willie T. I mean, he got to the 14th. Hey, take your time, man. He got to the 14th. Yes, sir. We'll be back. I was hoping Zeke. Yeah, he wasn't gonna get no chance. I was gonna talk about that earlier with a T, but Zeke, man, everybody know what Zeke is. Zeke, they got Zeke for an emergency. That's it. That's it. Yeah, Roberta Houston came to play. Freddie said all this Jerry hate to turn the butt kisser when the boys win the Super Bowl. Well, you already know what I said, Freddie. 2026, they gonna get it. But I love Jerry as an owner. I just wish he would stop all the other stuff. Chris Gunn said congratulations on 3.14K. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. We're going to try to really blow this thing up here in the next few months. Man, I got a great video coming about Kevontae Turpin tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed after the game and after the live stream. Yeah, CJ looked okay, but that defense, woo, man, it was crazy. Yeah, that defense was crazy. But you know what? Do you not want to play on a team like that? If you're the quarterback, do you not want to play on a team where the defense is so good that even when you're okay, you come out of game 32-12? What? Shoot. I done told y'all, man, I want to be on a team like that. A team that don't even blink when you make turnovers. Yes, sir. That's the team I want to be on. Michelle, third coach. third coach. Will it be Harbaugh's fault this time? Oh, yes, sir, Aztec. I've been talking about that defense was crazy. They made Justin Herbert look crazy. Yeah, that too, Freddie. Don't mean he's not coming back. I just think, I said it before, I say it again. I think Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys, they need to weigh out their options. Even though if I'm McCarthy, I'm playing the both sides of the fence. If I'm McCarthy, when I leave the Dallas Cowboys on the 14th, if I don't have a deal, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back unless there is something that we've both talked about, but I'm not coming back. Yes, sir, I'm with you. Honestly, G. Herbert is still generational physically. He isn't a generational player overall because he hasn't won yet when it matters. That's it. That's it. The Chargers couldn't get in the end zone. Nope. That Houston defense said, no way. Willie said, I'm old school. Back in the day, we never said it was only the quarterback for wins. Me too, Willie T. Problem is, we got to get back to being a team game. And I think the day we saw the Houston Texans, that was a team win. So we'll see what happens tonight. Landry would tell his players, look, guys, if we win, it's because of you. If we lose, I am the one that screwed up. Yes, sir. That's leadership. Yeah, they was tearing Herbert up. Man, that defense was crazy. Herbert in the playoffs, 0-3. Man, whew. Lamar's 2-4 versus the Steelers. All right, guys, let's go check it out. We'll be back after the Steelers game. Till next time, let's talk Cowboys. We talk facts. Peace.